The ocean sprawls beneath a star-strewn sky. Dark and endless. A mirror of secrets that whispers in the night. A lone boat rocks on its waves. Far from shore, a fragile shadow adrift in the vast unknown. The narrator's voice creeps in, low and teasing. This is where it begins, March 24th, 2025, off a quiet fishing town's forgotten coast. Mia, a marine biologist with a hunger for answers, sits aboard, her machines humming like restless ghosts. She's hunting a mystery, strange noises caught by underwater ears. Too alien for fish, too deep for whales. Then it happens. Her radio spits a jagged crackle. Sharp and wrong. Beneath the waves, a pulse of light flares, deep. Blue. Alive, growing brighter. Stirring the water into a restless dance. Mia leans closer. Her breath catching. Eyes locked on the churning sea. Something waits down there, hidden and awake, calling from the abyss. The night wraps the ocean in a shroud of shadow. Cold and endless, as if the world itself holds its breath. Out here, miles from land, Mia's small boat sways on the restless waves. A fragile speck lost in the vast, whispering sea. The air grows sharper, biting at her skin, while the stars above flicker like distant eyes watching her every move. She sits hunched over her sonar, a strange machine with glowing screens and soft beeps. Designed to peel back the secrets of the ocean floor. The narrator's voice dips low, heavy with mystery. Tonight, it reveals something unnatural. A shape emerges on the screen. Faint at first, then sharp and clear, a massive circle. Perfect and smooth, carved into the seabed nearly a mile below. It's too precise, too deliberate, like a scar left by something ancient and unknown, hiding where no light dares to touch. Mia's fingers tremble as she adjusts the controls, her breath fogging in the chilly air. This isn't a reef or a sunken ship, it's something else. Something that shouldn't be. She reaches for her camera drone, a tiny metal scout with blinking lights, and lowers it into the water. The rope unwinds with a slow, eerie hum, disappearing into the black abyss below. The narrator paints the descent. Down it goes. Deeper and deeper. Its twin beams slicing through the murk like knives. The screen in Mia's hands flickers to life, revealing a hidden world. Jagged cliffs of stone loom like silent giants, their edges softened by time, while ribbons of seaweed twist and sway in the unseen currents, glowing faintly with a ghostly green shimmer. The water is alive, restless, whispering secrets too old to name. Then, without warning, the darkness shifts. A shape darts across the screen, swift, sleek, and impossibly graceful. It's there for only a heartbeat, a flicker of motion, before vanishing into the void. Mia's pulse hammers in her chest, loud enough to drown out the waves. She grips the controls tighter, her eyes locked on the screen, and rewinds the footage with shaky hands. The narrator's voice slows, thick with tension. Frame by frame, the truth creeps into view. There it is, frozen in the glow of the drone's lights, a craft. Long and slender like a needle forged from shadow and starlight. Its surface pulses with a soft blue shimmer, rippling as if alive, hovering just above the ocean floor. No fins, no propellers, no rust or barnacles cling to its form. This isn't a creature of the deep, nor a machine of man. It's something alien, a visitor from a place beyond the edges of our world, lurking in the silent depths where only the brave, or the foolish, dare to look. The ocean calls to Mia like a siren's whisper, pulling her toward the unknown. She can't turn back, not after what she's seen. Under the dim glow of her boat's lantern, she straps on her diving gear, the rubber suit clinging tight to her skin. Her mask seals with a faint hiss, amplifying every breath into a loud, rhythmic pulse that echoes in her ears. The narrator's voice weaves a thread of unease. She steps to the edge, the black water lapping hungrily at the hull, and slips into its icy embrace. The cold bites deep, wrapping around her like invisible hands. As she kicks downward, vanishing into the abyss, the surface fades above, swallowed by darkness, and the weight of the ocean presses in, squeezing her chest, slowing her heart, as if testing her will to descend. Her flashlight cuts through the gloom, a thin blade of light dancing across the deep. At first, there's only the endless void, speckled with tiny flecks of life that glow and drift like lost spirits. Then, the beam catches something, a glint, sharp and sudden, reflecting back from the ocean floor. The narrator's tone grows heavier, more deliberate. Shards of metal lie scattered below, twisted and broken, their edges glinting like forgotten treasure. They're older than any shipwreck Mia knows, strewn across the sand as if torn apart by a force beyond nature. She swims deeper, the pressure now a dull ache in her bones, until her gauge reads 500 feet. And there it is, rising from the shadows, the edge of that perfect circle from the sonar. A crater vast and unnatural, its walls smooth as glass and glowing with a faint, unearthly blue. Tiny bubbles spiral upward from its depths, shimmering like stars caught in the current, while a low hum vibrates through the water. Alive and restless, Mia drifts closer, her light trembling in her grip, and the scene shifts into focus. The narrator's voice drops to a whisper, thick with awe. Within the crater, the darkness stirs. Figures move, tall, impossibly thin, their outlines blurred against the glow. Their bodies shimmer like liquid light, rippling with hues of silver and green, as if forged from the ocean itself. They don't swim with awkward strokes like humans, they glide, smooth and silent, cutting through the water with an eerie grace that defies the laws of this world. Mia's camera hums softly, capturing every moment, and then, one of them turns. Its head tilts slowly, deliberately, revealing a face that stops her breath. Huge, black eyes, deep as the void, stare straight into the lens. They shimmer with a cold, ancient intelligence, unblinking and endless, piercing through her soul. A jolt surges through her body, electric and raw. This isn't a trick of the mind, nor a shadow of the deep. These are beings from beyond the stars, hidden in our oceans, watching from a realm we were never meant to find. The crater looms before Mia, its glowing edges a silent promise of secrets untold. This is no mere wound in the earth, it's a threshold, a gateway to something far beyond the reach of human understanding. She swims closer, her flashlight trembling in her grip, its frail beam swallowed by the vastness of the deep. The narrator's voice slows, heavy with reverence. Beyond the crater's rim, the shadows part, unveiling a sight that steals the air from her lungs. A structure rises from the seabed, immense and majestic, a dome of metal that gleams with an otherworldly sheen. Its surface alive with pulses of blue and green light. The glow dances like liquid fire, rippling across the curves of the dome, as if it breathes in rhythm with the ocean itself. This is no ruin or relic of man, it's a base, hidden beneath the waves, untouched by the centuries that have passed above. A sanctuary forged in the dark heart of the sea. Mia drifts nearer, her eyes wide behind the fogged glass of her mask, and the details sharpen in the flickering light. The narrator weaves the scene with care. Along the dome's walls, strange machines stand like sentinels, tall, slender shapes of twisted metal and glass, their surfaces humming with a soft, eerie song that vibrates through the water. Tiny sparks flicker within them, darting like trapped stars, while glowing symbols etch every inch of the structure, sharp, angular lines that pulse with a golden hue, a language no human tongue could speak. In the center of this hidden world, a towering crystal looms, its facets catching the light and scattering it in waves of shimmering energy. It spins slowly, silently, a heartbeat of power that sends ripples through the water, bending the currents around it like a living force. The ocean hums in its presence, alive with a whisper older than the first tides. And there, among the shadows of this alien realm, they move, the beings from the deep. The narrator's tone dips into a hushed awe, tall and thin as reeds. Their bodies shimmer with a liquid glow, shifting between silver and green as though woven from the essence of the sea itself. Their long, delicate fingers trace the air, leaving faint trails of light that fade like smoke, a silent dance that speaks without words. They glide around the crystal, their movements fluid and precise, tending to it as if it's the heart of their world, a source of life. Or perhaps something far more dangerous. Mia floats closer, her breath clouding her mask in quick, shallow bursts, and feels it, a pull, subtle yet undeniable, tugging not just at her body but at her mind. A whisper curls through her thoughts, soft and insistent, like a voice from the edge of a dream. Come. It's not her own voice, not her own will. The ocean itself seems to stir, alive and watchful, guarding a secret that stretches back through eons, a mystery older than the bones of humanity buried in the earth above. The stillness of the deep shatters in an instant. The aliens sense her now. Their hidden world pierced by the intruder's gaze. The narrator's voice quickens, sharp with urgency. One of them pivots sharply, its slender form flashing a sudden, angry red, like a flame igniting in the dark waters. A low rumble rolls through the ocean, deep and menacing, vibrating through Mia's bones as the dome's glow flares brighter. Pulsing with a warning, she kicks her fins hard, her legs straining against the heavy water, swimming upward in a desperate rush. Bubbles trail behind her, frantic and wild, but the aliens are faster, far faster, moving like shadows unbound by the laws of the sea. Their bodies cut through the depths with a predatory grace, closing the distance with every heartbeat. A beam of light erupts from the dome, narrow and blinding, a spear of white fire that slices through the blackness. The narrator's tone grows taut, it streaks past Mia, missing her by mere inches. And where it strikes, the water hisses and boils, erupting in a storm of steam and bubbles that churns the ocean into chaos. She twists her body, darting between jagged rocks that loom like ancient guardians, their surfaces slick with slime and shadow. Her flashlight swings wildly, casting fleeting glimpses of the danger behind. More beams lance through the dark, relentless and precise, painting the water with streaks of deadly light. Her lungs burn, a fire spreading in her chest, as the pressure of the ascent claws at her strength. The aliens are relentless, their silent fury clear. They don't want her to leave, can't let their secret slip beyond these watery walls. At last, the surface breaks above her, a silver shimmer of hope in the endless night. Mia claws her way up, her arms trembling as she hauls herself onto the boat, collapsing onto the deck in a heap of dripping gear. She gasps for air, each breath a ragged sob, her mask fogged with the heat of her fear. The narrator's voice surges with dread, but the ocean isn't done with her yet. Below, the water explodes in a violent geyser, a roar of foam and fury that rocks the boat against the waves. From the depths, a sleek craft bursts forth, long and sharp like a blade forged from the abyss, its hull glistening with a strange, glowing liquid that drips back into the sea like molten stars. It hovers above the waves, silent yet alive, its surface rippling with hues of blue and violet. A predator risen from the deep to claim its prey. Mia scrambles to her feet, her hands fumbling for the radio on the console. She presses it to her lips, shouting into the void, pleas for help, cries to the distant shore, but the speaker spits back only static. A harsh, crackling wall that swallows her voice whole. The craft hums louder now, a deep, resonant drone that pulses through the air and water alike, shaking the boat beneath her. The narrator's tone turns grim, it drifts closer, deliberate and unyielding, its shadow stretching across the deck like a hand reaching out to pull her back. The ocean itself seems to conspire, the waves rising higher, darker, as if eager to drag her down into the secrets she dared to uncover. Time slips away, and the craft looms ever nearer, a silent judge from a world beyond the stars. The night holds its breath as the craft lingers above the waves, a silent specter bathed in its own eerie glow. It doesn't strike, not yet. It hovers there, still as death, its sleek form cutting a shadow across the trembling boat. The narrator's voice sinks low, heavy with an unspoken weight. Mia stares up at it, her chest heaving, water dripping from her soaked hair onto the deck. The craft watches her, its hull shimmering with faint ripples of violet and blue, like the last embers of a dying star. No sound escapes it, no roar or hiss, just a presence, vast and unknowable, hanging in the air as if time itself has paused to witness this moment. And then, she feels it again, that whisper. No longer a faint echo but a tide rushing through her mind. Strong and unyielding, images flood her thoughts, vivid and relentless, spilling into her like water through a broken dam. The narrator paints the vision with slow, haunting clarity. She sees oceans turning gray and lifeless, their waves stilled under a shroud of ash, skies blackened, choked with smoke and ruin, while distant stars flicker out one by one, swallowed by an endless dark. It's a warning, a glimpse of a fate creeping closer, a shadow cast across the Earth's future. The aliens' message seeps deeper. They aren't here to conquer, not invaders with weapons drawn. They are survivors, refugees of a world that burned to cinders long before humanity's first fire. For centuries, they've hidden in these depths. Their glowing base a sanctuary carved beneath the waves, watching us in silence, waiting with bated breath. Now, fear stirs within them, fear of discovery, fear of what humans might unleash if their secret spills into the light. The craft pulses once, a single heartbeat of light that washes over the boat in a wave of cold brilliance. The narrator's tone grows solemn, it's a final signal. A wordless plea etched in that fleeting glow, stay silent. Stay away. Then, as swiftly as it rose, the craft turns, its sleek form tilting downward. It plunges back into the sea with a soft, mournful sigh, the water parting in a swirl of bubbles that shimmer like scattered pearls before fading into the black. Mia sits there, alone once more, her body trembling from the cold and the weight of what she's seen. Her hands clutch the camera, its screen still glowing with the footage, proof of a truth the world has never known. The narrator's voice softens, tinged with mystery. She stares at it, the images replaying in her mind. Torn between two paths, she could show everyone, let the secret break free and shake the foundations of all we believe, or she could guard it, locking it away like a treasure too dangerous to touch. A whisper meant only for the deep. Dawn breaks over the fishing town, but the air hums with unease. Whispers ripple through the streets. Fishermen swear they've seen ghostly lights flicker beneath the waves, their boats trembling under unseen hands. The narrator's voice weaves a final thread, slow and haunting. Mia stumbles ashore, her camera clutched tight, its secrets burning in her grip. She uploads the footage, fingers unsteady as she names it, Top Secret UFOs. The world ignites, millions stare at their screens, voices clashing in awe and doubt. Scientists scoff, branding it a trick of the light. Believers whisper of truths too vast to bury. Shadows gather at her door, men in uniforms, their questions sharp, but her lips stay sealed, guarding the abyss she's glimpsed. Far out at sea, the dome lies still, its glow a faint heartbeat in the deep, never fully fading. The narrator's tone turns chilling. They're still there, those silent watchers from a lost world, their eyes fixed on us as we gaze upward, blind to the depths below. Mia stands by the shore each night, the ocean's dark mirror reflecting her restless soul. She's brushed against something ancient, something alive, a secret too heavy to hold, too vast to share. The waves murmur back, jealous and eternal, clutching their mysteries close. But the silence feels fragile now, like a storm brewing beneath the calm. How long can the deep keep its keepers hidden?